Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Love for Intuitive Astrology. So, my name is Michelle, and I'm an intuitive astrologer, and I combine my knowledge of astrology with my intuition, and this will be reflected in this video. So, today I will talk about the upcoming new moon that will happen in the sign of Sagittarius on the 19th of December 2025 at 28 degrees and 24 minutes. So I will start off with explaining this new moon in general, and then I'm going to dive into each and every single sign. Now, keep in mind that most accurate is your rising sign, but for additional information, you can also check your moon sign and your sun sign. Okay. Now, before I start, check out my Etsy shop. I've made calendars with monthly predictions that you can adjust to your own planning. Okay. And I also have Zodiac hoodies with a fun text on the sweater. So check out my Etsy shop. You can find it in the description box below. And also, Christmas vouchers are available again. So if you want to give that to one of your family members or friends during Christmas, then you can send me an email for more information. So let's start with looking at this new moon in the sign of Sagittarius. Now, keep in mind that this Sagittarius is the sign of experience. So learning through experience, that's why it's so intensely linked to traveling, teaching. This is an energy that wants to learn through going through life themselves and not necessarily to what has been told. Okay. So what we see around this new moon is this enthusiasm and wanting to move forward. But at the same time, we have a square with Neptune and Saturn. So this is kind of a weird alignment, right? Because Sagittarius is really living in the moment. It's ruled by Jupiter. So this is about enthusiasm, expansion, having faith. And then there is Saturn, the planet of realistic expectations. And it's really telling you, you want to move forward, but do you actually have a plan? Like, what is the long term plan in what you want to do? Okay. Now, this could also mean traveling, right? That you need to make sure that you have everything prepared before you're going on a trip. And in some situations, because Saturn also means delays and Neptune is a bit foggy, right? So there could be some delays in your trip. Um, maybe have to wait a bit longer. You could forget something. So make sure that you plan everything well and that you don't forget to bring anything, your passport or your things before you go to the airport or something like that. But something can cause delays in your trip. So make sure that you prepare yourself, you do a lot of research and all that stuff. Now, um, this is also because it's in the sign of Pisces, right? Saturn and Neptune are in the sign of Pisces. Now, this rules the 12th house. This is about seclusion. So it's important that wherever you are, that you also take some time for yourself. Okay, if you're surrounded by a lot of people, make sure to take some time for yourself. It's also bringing forward because the 12th house is also about your subconscious feelings, like your emotions you can't really access, right? And we are so programmed in the first years of our life, like we have a certain programming. And sometimes this programming is holding us back from truly going after what we want. So now it's time to really feel and see, what makes me feel uncomfortable. What is holding you back, right? Because we have Venus as well. So we have this new moon, we have Venus. Venus is also squaring Neptune and Saturn. So, what is holding you back regarding self value and self love? Do you feel like you have to work so hard to earn something, right? Just give, 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 and not receive. Because Sagittarius is about living in the moment, right? And to do that, you have to balance giving and receiving. So, putting effort is good. This is what Saturn says. But putting effort at the cost of yourself is not so good, okay? Because we have to stay healthy and connected with ourselves. And we also have this new moon trining Chiron retrograde. So Chiron is in the sign of Aries. So this is talking about your identity. What do you need to heal to fully expand yourself, to fully go after your desires? And are you afraid to make mistakes? Because a fear of failure could be holding you back. So what this moon is saying, like, are you too impulsive and do you need a plan? Or are you fully protecting yourself and you're not giving life a chance at all, right? Like sometimes also in my readings, people come to me and they want me to predict everything. So they don't have to go through certain pains or certain disappointments, right? This is not what life is about. This is about learning. Okay. So if we see life as lessons and learning, things become lighter. I like to make heavy conversations light. Like, what do you need in order for life to move forward? And sometimes we have to face certain things. Like if we're gonna run away and avoid, your issues or the things that are holding you back, you're not gonna get this breakthrough, right? And you can come to me or to anyone else and you want me to carry the pain and me to take it away, but I won't do that. I will empower you and I will encourage you to go through it. And the only way forward is to go through the pain and to go through the feeling. And you know what? It goes quicker than you think. You will go through it, feel it, and then you can let it go. If you don't feel it, you can't let it go, and it will stay and linger in your body, right? And lingering is not good. It's gonna, your mind's gonna keep going to the same subject, keep going to the same subject because you haven't let it go yet. So it's good to um feel it and then see the perspective of the other person or the other situation. Like, why are they coming from that? Maybe because they haven't got the ability to see beyond something. And if you have that ability to look from a wider perspective, why not you taking action? Okay. So you setting a boundary, you healing yourself, because healing yourself is healing your surroundings. And even if that doesn't happen, right? It's You're here to learn, and it's not a selfish thing, but the more you heal yourself, the more you will see results on the outside. There's no other way to do it. So you can look and predict, because some things, yeah, good things can happen, but this is according to your past life record, right? So it's coming back from a past life. So good things happen, and that's why sometimes good things happen to bad people. And people wonder, why does that happen? It has to do with your past lives, right? Setting down the record straight. Like, good people get bad stuff because they have done bad things in the past, right? So from a higher perspective, there's no good and bad. But from here, yes, there is, because cause and effect. So if you do something bad to someone, it has an effect, right? So if you want to cause someone harm, that has an effect on someone else. And eventually that will come back. So you learn, so you won't do it anymore, right? So that's why this universe is so beautifully aligned, and we have to understand why things are happening. So, this is the time for you to face your fears and to see what is holding you back, right? Because we have Mars here exalted in Capricorn, but it has no direction yet because of Neptune. So, here it's about fully aligning with um, yourself again. Okay? True fate, true belief systems, true solitude, and going out. So people are your mirrors. Talk to others, talk to God, right? Because I am definitely for connecting with whatever you believe in. Every religion is welcome here, okay? And so many people are worried about, astrology and all those things. Like, is it something bad? Anything with bad energies, bad intentions is bad. Doesn't matter what it is, right? If you're religious and you have bad intentions, bad energies, the whole universe is made out of energy. So if you do astrology to help people, if you use tarot to help people, right? Not to control, not to feed yourself, but to really genuinely help from the heart. Doesn't matter what you do. As long as it's with good intention, with light, there is nothing that can harm you. Yes, if you put on your light, will you get more attacked? Yes. Yes. It's because, when there's light in the dark, people want to attach to that, right? People want to be part of that. So you have to protect yourself with meditation and all these things. If this is the path you want to take, you have to protect yourself, okay? Do your spiritual practice. That's why you have to do prayer. That's why you have to do meditation. Go to nature, reconnect, okay? This is so, so important that we don't blame someone else. We protect ourselves. We are responsible for us, right? And I help you also become a fully independent person. I want no one relying on me or putting me on a pedestal. I'm a human being just like everyone else, okay? It's just that we are now on a path where we need to awaken to ourselves, our purpose, our path, okay? So this is going to be a big day to face a lot of that. We have the North Node square Mercury. So Mercury is also in Sagittarius, okay? Great time to also dive into different cultures, maybe learning a language. And if you're doing any kind of study, because Saturn is long-term planning, so maybe you have to go over something a little bit more so you have long-term knowledge. So any obstacle you're facing right now, it means Saturn wants you to master something. It wants you to make a good planning. It doesn't want you to run away from something. So this is the day to face your stuff, even if uncomfortable. But you're gonna find persistence through going through the obstacle. So if something doesn't work on the first time, it will work the second time. Okay? Unless you're not listening to your heart and you're going after something that says no. This is a different story, okay? If someone or something is no, no is no. We have to respect boundaries. But if we feel in our heart that we want to pursue something that's what suits you, then go after it, okay? We have to look at our obstacles first. Yeah, we have a square with Mercury and the North Node. So this is about maybe speaking up about something, maybe doing research about something, whatever is holding you back. Now it's time to face it, speak about it, write about it, journal about it, okay? So you can dissolve it. Like Pisces wants to just dissolve stuff. It wants you to surrender to the divine. So what do you need to do? What do you need to speak about? Do you need to have a conversation with yourself? Okay? This is the time to do that. So, um yeah, we have Mars exalted as well in Capricorn, but it's still in a square with Neptune. So by the end of the month, you're going to have full effect of Mars, okay? So let's start now with all the signs, because otherwise I'm going to talk too long. Okay, Aries, Sun, and Rising. So for you, we have this new moon in Sagittarius in your ninth house. This is a perfect time to travel. But for you, we have this square with Saturn and Neptune in the 12th house. So make sure that you don't overdo things, okay? That you don't over interact with others at the cost of yourself, that you also take some time to rest and to spend some time by yourself, okay? Maybe writing down, maybe journaling, maybe reading your favorite book. Sagittarius is very curious, okay? Maybe some philosophy. You want to read something that is going to inspire you. Okay, if you're learning a new language, for example, you need time to study as well. So even if you're traveling, doing some kind of study, time to also be a bit serious and not being too impulsive. This is not the day to be impulsive. Now, if you're a 28 degrees Sun, Moon, and Rising of Aries, you're going to be especially highly impacted by this new moon, and it's going to flow a bit easier. Okay. But this is time to face your subconscious fears. Like maybe you have a fear of being by yourself. Maybe you have a fear of connecting to the divine, right? We have so many people that are so scared. Like it's something scary, right? But actually, if you have prayed to the divine with good intentions, you can only attract the light. Okay. So it's true that when you open doors, there's both things that you can attract, but you have to protect yourself through meditation and through prayer. Okay. Very, very important. We have Chiron there in your first house, trining this new moon, trining Venus. So this is about finding your authenticity. Like for some of you, that's going to be through self-help books. It's going to be through your travel. You're going to find or refine a part of yourself. Like what makes you so scared to step up and be true to yourself. Okay. If you're traveling, also prepare your things, like make sure that you have everything. You could face some delays for some of you, okay? So I'm getting misunderstanding, okay? We do have this North node in the 12th house and it's squaring Mercury in the 9th house. So it could be that you're feeling misunderstood sometimes, and maybe you just need to reconnect with yourself to fully explain um, what is the exact misunderstanding? Where does it come from? With who do you feel from who do you feel misunderstood? Okay? It's time to heal. It's time to reflect. And this is the time to heal that. Yeah, vacation. For some of you, this is going to be a vacation. Okay? Some delays as well. We see the wall is going like this, so there could be some delays there as well. Recognition and reward for merit. So you're going to definitely see rewards if you're going to face certain fears. And maybe that could even be on a trip, right? That you're going to do a hike that you're scared about, but you're still going to do it. Or you're going to go for something that you never thought you would do. Okay. So you're really like forwarding your fears towards success. Okay. So if you're a teacher as well, make sure that you're prepared, that you do a lot of research. Okay. Because this is the time where you overcome fear of public speaking, fear of writing something, and fear of looking into whatever the situation is that is coming to come up. Okay. This is a very healing time. It's uncomfortable, but it's going to bring the ultimate growth. So look within, see what you can face, and yeah, it's going to bring a lot of rewards to you. So that's my message for you, my lovely, lovely Aries. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to help me grow this channel, subscribe to it. I would also love to know what your plans are for Christmas. What are your plans for the holidays? So yeah, thank you so much for being here, and until next time. So Taurus sun, Taurus moon, and Taurus rising. For you, we have this new moon in Sagittarius at 28 degrees in your 8th house. Now, the 8th house all has to do with your loans, your investments, your joint bank accounts, joint ventures. Okay, this is also about inheritance, the occult. It's intimacy physically, but also soul wise. This is where you connect to someone. So all these things are going to come up, right? The Sagittarius is very enthusiastic. So it wants to act now, it wants to act upon faith. But Saturn in the square is letting you know, like, okay, maybe you need to think long term. So it's not a time for impulsive decisions regarding all of these subjects, opening up too quickly to someone, investing too soon, publishing research that you've done for your work when it's not fully finished. So dive deeper into these subjects and see what still needs to have a little bit more a finishing touch. Okay. So the 8th house is also about your cycles. So you will be able to break certain cycles, and things might be coming up because Saturn is in Pisces, right? This is about your subconscious feeling, things you're not super conscious about. Also sharing things with your friends or people that you're surrounded with is not the best plan right now. Make sure you finish something and then you're going to share it with other people. This new moon is also in a trine with Chiron retrograde in Aries. So this is about your identity, and you feel your authentic self best when you are in seclusion. So some of you want to heal, you want to spend some time maybe in meditation, writing, maybe you want to read certain books. Maybe you want to read books about investments, right? To get really better in it and to nail the skills. So certain skill sets you want to improve regarding the eighth house, right? Before you can become a professional spiritual teacher, maybe you have to first overcome your obstacles yourself. And through this experience, you can teach other people. Let me get you a card, my lovely, lovely Taurus. So spiritual guidance, protection from harm. Okay. So listen to your intuition around this time. Okay. You might have a lot of intuitive insights that are going to help you ground the situation that you're in. Maybe you are recovering from a divorce or a separation, and you really want to see, like, how can I heal my heart, right? Because we have Venus in a square with Saturn as well. It's time to heal your heart. It's time to first trust yourself, right? And when you trust yourself, it's easier to trust other people as well. Okay. So good fortune. So good fortune might have found you. You might have a lucky break with money. And, it's not maybe the time to share that yet. You have to find the right moment and the right people, because you have Saturn in the 11th house. You're literally filtering your friendships and your community, and you're going to find out who your true friends are at this point, because Saturn likes long-term friendships, long-term plans. So anything right now needs a focus on long term. Okay. And also, Neptune can confuse things. And I always say, if you're not sure about something yet, that means no for now. And the yes might come later, but if there's any type of confusion and you're still going to go for it, and we've all been there, right? That we make decisions more on impulse or because your mind is telling you that that's a good idea. Listen to your heart. This is the time to listen to your heart, do your research with your mind, and then once you get a yes, you go for it. Okay. Like getting a stubborn and aggressive person. So maybe you're a bit stubborn with certain situations, or you might be dealing with someone who is very stubborn around you. How do you deal with that? Well, you have good boundaries. You settle your boundaries and you stay calm, right? And you will share something when the time is right for you. Don't let yourself be pushed into doing something you don't want, like relationship wise. Maybe someone is pushing you towards something you're not ready for, okay, or selling you some kind of investment or money thing, and you're like, but actually right now you don't feel it. So really listen to that, Taurus. Okay, that's really important. So that would be my message for you, my lovely Taurus. Thank you so much for watching. Share with me in the comments what your plans are for the holidays. I would love to hear from you. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So let's move on now to Gemini. So Gemini, Sun and Rising. For you, we have this new moon at 28 degrees in your seventh house. So this is the house of commitment, business partnerships, one-on-one relationships with people, like your clients, for example, if you work one-on-one with clients. And what we have here is, because the seventh house in Sagittarius is enthusiastic, right? You are attracted to people who are adventurous, who like adventure, who like sharing knowledge, experiences, and you want to have these experiences with the people around you, okay? But now we have this new moon in the seventh house in a square with Saturn and Neptune in the 10th house, okay? So it could be that your relationship is taking a lot of time away from your work, or your work is taking a lot of time away from your relationship. So, what is being asked here is to balance your relationship with your work or your career, right? And if you're single, this is time to think, like, do you have space for someone in your life right now? Do you have space for a relationship, or are you only working? Because Saturn in the 10th house can bring you a lot of responsibility in the workplace. And in some cases, it can restrict work as well. So it might be restricting um, a job, but it actually wants you to pursue it. Okay, so instead of maybe leaning on your partner or focusing too much on your partnership, try to balance both. Okay, but if you can't find a job, it's about persistence, doing your research, and making sure that you have tried and send out enough resumes, or also with your if you're self-employed, you might have to work a little bit harder than usual, but you will get rewarded, because Saturn always rewards people who persist. Okay, so it's normal to get obstacles. Some of you might be meeting someone right now, okay, but take it slow, because this square is letting you know, okay, take it slow, don't go too quick, don't jump too quick into a business partnership as well, or a new relationship, but give it time, take it one step at a time, and you will see that the outcome is going to be a lot better. Now we have this new moon as well in a trine with Chiron. Chiron is retrograde in your 11th house, okay? So it might be that your friendships right now are a little bit uncomfortable. They can be, it's the wounded healer, right? So you might be attracting people who need healing right now from you, or maybe they're healing you, or they make you feel a bit uncomfortable, like you can't fully be yourself. So around this time, you're gonna see more clearly what it is that is preventing you from fully being yourself with your friends, and also with your partner or business partner. Okay, but don't step into things too soon, because this is not the time to do that. Now let me get you a card, my lovely Gemini. New job or career. So some of you are looking for a new job or career. Okay, you're gonna find more success, especially after February. Okay, when Saturn is moving in the sign of Aries out of your 10th house. A two-faced friend. Well, I don't like these negative cards, but yeah, like I said, um, find, you don't have to explain everything. You don't have to share everything. And also, you don't have to uh, give part of yourself up to be in a relationship or to be in a friendship, right? You don't have to sacrifice yourself for others. You can support, you can advise, and it's up to the other person to take that advice or to ignore it, right? And that's their free will as well. So, temporarily situation. So, if you're finding yourself a bit in a difficult situation, know that everything in life is temporarily. So things always keep moving, always keep shifting, and everything is cycles, right? So sometimes we go up and sometimes we go down. Okay. So things, if you're in a difficult situation, things don't always stay that way. Okay. Advice from a friend, like I said. You can advise, you can advise your friends, or you can accept advice, but ultimately you always have to make the decision yourself, okay? Through your own intuition. And maybe um, you want to read into different situations and then decide later on what is your experience and what it is that the decision that you're going to make upon your own research and your own intuition. Okay, so that would be my message for you, my lovely Gemini. Thank you so much for watching. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So let's move on to Cancer. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So we have this new moon in Sagittarius in your 6th house. And we have Venus there, we have Mercury there. So there's a lot of fire and enthusiasm, because Sagittarius is the enthusiastic sign who likes expansion. It's in the house of routines and health. This is also your pets. The thing is that we have a square with Saturn, so, and Neptune. So it's really telling you to not make too impulsive decisions. So not to switch jobs without doing any research or without really having the full picture, okay? Or diving in a new health program before really doing the research, like what does that entail for you? What are the experiences? So look at the reviews and also look at what your body is requesting from you, okay? This might also be a time where you're doing too much exercise, and Saturn is okay, slow down. You can exercise, but you don't have to overdo it, okay? Because Neptune has also created a bit of a foggy situation. It could be that you have to travel for work. and a lot of work is coming to you, or maybe you have to work on your trip. Okay. So make sure to spread your time wisely. Also, not a time to make impulsive decisions with your pets. Okay. You have to do good research, especially if you're going to get a pet from abroad, because we're talking about Saturn and Neptune in the house of traveling overseas and things like that. So some of you would like to have a pet. Just make sure that you do all the research, like how can you get the pet to you? What does it entail? So it's a bit of a strange energy, but it really requires you to not make too fast decisions. Okay. Um, you might have some great ideas at work. Okay. So only share that when you're ready, when you have everything finished, well done. And also regarding a study, right? Maybe you have to do some resits or doing an exam again. Now, Saturn requires you to do deep research and think long term. So it really wants you to put more effort. So if you fail one time, don't be so hard on yourself, okay? It's really normal. And what you do is you try again and maybe you succeed this time, okay? So don't be too hard on yourself if that's you, or if you have trouble finishing a certain book or a certain study. It requires effort, but after this effort, you will not really forget what you've studied, okay? So um, we're soon going to a period where things go a lot faster, but this is really a time to remove subconscious feelings and to think before acting. So that would be my message for you, my lovely, lovely Cancer. If you like this, oh, did I actually give you a card? No, I didn't. I'll grab a card for Cancer. What do we have here? Okay, so some of you have a little bit of anxiety right now. That could be because there's so much fire and we have Saturn. So Saturn is restricting your fire, okay? So it's good to do, like I said, sports, but not overdo it. And you could go for walks, and really just reconnect with yourself and reconnect with your body. Okay, so slow movement is very good. Then we have temporary situation, and honor and respect will come to you. Because don't forget, you have Jupiter in the first house. So you do have luck behind you. Okay, so no matter what's happening right now, I'm getting temporarily situations. So sometimes things are temporary. It's not going to last forever. Okay. So it's going to be a bit of a restless energy, but you're going to learn from the situation and maybe it's going to redirect you in a new career or a new study. Okay. You're figuring out what you actually do want to do. But yeah, honor is coming your way. So through effort, you're definitely going to get the things that your heart so desires. So be gentle with yourself. It is a bit of an uncomfortable new moon, but also it's going to bring in great lessons. And after that, the squares with Saturn and Neptune is going to disappear by the end of the month. And it's going to give a lot of action oriented energy, especially also in the month of January. So that would be my message for you, my lovely Cancer. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time. So let's move on to Leo. So Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We have this new moon in Sagittarius in your fellow fire sign in the 5th house, okay, at 28 degrees. So if you're a Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising at 28 degrees, you will especially be highly impacted, okay, because it's making a trine with this new moon. Now we also have Venus there, and we have Mercury. Now, this is a very creative energy, right? Because Sagittarius is enthusiastic, it wants to move, it wants to expand, and you might have a lot of ideas. But Saturn and Neptune are kind of restricting you, slowing you down, and it's going to be a bit hard to find the right direction for now. Okay, so after, by the end of the month and also the beginning of January, you're going to have a lot of action oriented energy. So now is the time to do your research. We have Saturn and Neptune in the 8th house. Okay, so not a time for impulsive investment. So imagine you want to do a certain hobby and you're buying a lot of things just to, to get started. So Saturn is asking you to do research and buy only what you really need. um, in general investments, do your research first. So it's not such a great time for gambling or doing any impulsive investments in, putting big money in stocks or cryptocurrency and things like that. Okay, it's good to really do your research first. I cannot say it enough, but this is not, it's more of a restrictive energy. We have Mars in the 6th house, okay, but it's also still squaring Neptune. By the end of the month, you will have a more free flowing energy, and then it's time to move forward, same as January. Okay, so the direction is not super clear yet, so it's time to prepare, like, um master your skills first, see what you have and what you can do with that. And the same with relationships, like if you're meeting someone new, because the 5th house is also regarding relationships, that you don't jump into something really quickly. Listen to your feelings on how much you want how much you want to accept and what feels right for you and good for you. So if someone is going to push you towards things that you're not ready for, you don't have to do that, okay? Like, you have to stick with your principles. 5th house is also regarding money, and we have there Saturn in the 8th house. So it could be that, there will be some settlement regarding custody or things like that, okay? Like, again, I want to use the word research, second opinion. Like, make sure that you read all the papers, you read all the rules before anything can be settled, okay? This is not a time to rush too soon or to do sudden investments in, for example, your children. This is also a time to go deep within your own inner child, okay? Healing regarding maybe past trauma, things like that, okay? So you could be reading certain books, self-help books to help you break the cycles, because 8th house is about your cycles regarding your inner child, okay? So let me get you a card, Leo. Financial pinch. Okay, so for some of you, it's going to kind of squeeze you to look at your financial situation and making sure that your finances are in order and that you don't overspend. Okay, not a time for overspending. It's a time to arrange your things. But yeah, Saturn in the 8th house does not, it only requires long-term investment, but still, to be safe, I would wait until after the 13th of February when Saturn is moving in the sign of Aries. Someone is leaving your life. Like, for some of you, there has been a separation. So it could be that you have separated and you're healing, because we have Venus there in the 5th house squaring Saturn. So it's a time for healing, self-healing. Okay. And I just want to let you know that sometimes you think that there will be no one else after a separation, or it's really hard to be in a relationship. But actually, the first relationship that you should focus on is always yourself. And then someone else can come in, and that's what you can look at the astrology, right? That's what I do, is I help you look at your patterns. And when you remove your patterns and you become aware of it and you work through them, you can work with the astrology, because there will be timings when someone can come in, but you need to be ready to see them, right? Ready to see the opportunities around you. Okay. So what we have here, situations in the balance that require careful handling. Okay. So it's a time for careful handling, no impulsive decisions. January is going to be so much more action oriented. So enjoy this time for introspection, and diving deep. Okay, so that's my message for you, my lovely Leo. If you like this video, this channel, subscribe to it. Leave a comment below. I would love to hear how you're spending your Christmas, your New Year. So Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you. Sending you many blessings, Leo. Let's move on to Virgo. So Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this new moon in Sagittarius at 28 degrees in your fourth house. Now, fourth house is related to your family. We have Venus there as well, and Mercury. And Sagittarius is really enthusiastic, right? And expansive, and it's a beautiful time to connect with family, to spend at home, maybe redecorate a place. But we have a square with Saturn in the seventh house and Neptune in the seventh house. So there could be some tension between your partner, if you're in a relationship, and your family, like maybe to have some kind of disagreement. With Saturn in the seventh house, right? You have really been uh, all or nothing when it comes to a relationship. So you either want long-term commitment or you rather spend time by yourself. Okay. But it's a wonderful time for introspection, also diving deep within your family, your ancestors. Like, how have they dealt with relationships? Like, if you're single, how have your parents, your grandparents, people back have dealt with their relationships, and how can you break certain cycles to not repeat them and to attract someone that is better suiting for you. Okay. We also have the North Node, right, in your seventh house. So you are really being pulled in a new destiny when it comes to relationships. So this is a beautiful time to go to your past, to read about it, to ask your family. Ask your family about how they experienced their childhood, how they experienced certain things. When it comes to moving, okay, some of you are going to move in or move out with the partner. There might be some disagreements there. But yeah, make your house cozy. Spend some time at home around this time. It's not a time to move fast yet or make impulsive decisions, especially regarding moving in with each other. You have to do research first, or moving in general. Okay. First, you read and you dive deeper into what you actually need before you're going to make decisions. Okay. This is very important around this new moon in Sagittarius. We also have this new moon in a trine with Chiron. Chiron is retrograde in the eighth house. So you want to look for your authentic self. So if you have any questions regarding your family, this is the time to ask them. Okay. So you can break the cycles and you come closer to your authentic self. Let me get you a card, Virgo. Let me get you a card. All right. So we have stepping into a new experience. So you're kind of ready for a new beginning. You're kind of ready for a new cycle. So sometimes going back and putting it at rest or having peace in a certain situation is going to help you move on to the next step in your life. Okay. What do we have? Something important, such as a new job or a raise. Some of you are looking for a new job. Okay. You do have Pluto in the sixth house. Okay. So um, there might be like a huge switch. So you might go from one job and you do it, you're going to look for another job that is completely different from what you've been doing. Um, it's just that don't take out too much of yourself. So you work so hard that's going to cost your health, okay? Because Pluto wants you to balance and not go into extreme diet, extreme working to please the boss, for example, or if you're self-employed, that you're working so hard that you don't have time for connecting to your roots. Okay, so perfect time to do introspection, spend some time at home or with family. And you're not really a person who makes impulsive decisions unless you have a lot of fire in your chart with your Virgo sun, moon, or rising. Okay, but yeah, first you have to sit still. Someone is behaving stupidly. Well, if that's so, someone around you is doing that. Like I said, don't make rushed decisions right now. This is not the time to do that. Okay. So that would be my message for you, my lovely Virgo. Thank you so much for watching. I'm wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Like, leave a comment below how you're feeling, how everything is going, what your plans are. And yeah, I'll see you next time. So let's move on to Libra. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this new moon at 28 degrees in Sagittarius in your third house. So here, this is a perfect placement for traveling. And we have Venus there, we have Mercury there. Just keep in mind that, we have a square with Neptune and Saturn in the sixth house. So this new moon is squaring Saturn and Neptune. It could be that you're traveling and you still have to do some work on your trip. There might be some delays as well on your trip, or you're so busy with work that you're, maybe into your laptop and you're not looking at the time when your plane is leaving or when you need to go. So watch the time, make sure that, it's really you have to do a lot of planning right now. There might also be some tension between you and your colleagues, and it's important that you really think before you speak. Okay, before you speak up about a certain situation with your colleagues, to your boss, for example. Okay, so there might be some tension there, but it's best to prepare yourself before you speak up, that you list down all the situations and you come with good arguments, because this Sagittarius wants to speak, wants to be, fast moving, and Saturn is saying, no, you need a plan. Okay, same if you're looking for a job, right, that you spend time on each resume. Now, this could be a time where there might be some tension with your siblings. Okay, maybe they need some of your time, but you're very busy with work. So you have to plan your routines very carefully. Also, with your trips, or if you're studying, that you really create the routines according to your availability, and that you're not either running away from responsibilities, but also not carry so much that it's going to cost your health. So take your time. And if your mind is overrunning with ideas or things like that, write them down. Okay, this is a good time to write down all your thoughts, your ideas, and save them for later when we have Capricorn season. Okay, we will have less obstacles there um, in chasing the things that you want. Okay, so what you have. Which cards? Well, we have a lot of cards here. We have career, okay? And you do have Jupiter in your 10th house. So your career could be going the right direction, right? Especially after the 9th or 10th of March next year, when Jupiter is going to station direct in Cancer in your 10th house. I'm getting wealth. So money could be coming in for you there. More clients, more work, more visibility. So like I said, don't take on too much responsibility, but also not run away from it. So now it's time to balance things, balance your skills, obstacles to overcome. So with each success, because some people, they think like, if you have success, then things are going to go easy. But actually, sometimes when you have a lot of success, there are other things that you need to look at, right? And that you need to overcome. Like, even this could be related to confidence, the way you speak, the way you communicate. Um, yeah, you have to maybe hire people. So there's a lot of things that come with that, more responsibilities, and how you're going to deal with your routines without drowning yourself. So this is very, very important, that you stay balanced, and that you also listen to your health and listen to your body. So don't neglect that right now. So that would be my message for you, my lovely Libra. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So let's move on to Scorpio. So Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this new moon in Sagittarius in 28 degrees in your second house. We have Venus there. We have Mercury there. Okay. So these could be, because Sagittarius is very enthusiastic, right? It likes to explore, and it's more of a follow your enthusiasm without thinking too much about the outcome. However, we have a square with Saturn. So usually actually the things that you think about will happen and it will work out because it's ruled by Jupiter. But now we have a square with Saturn around this new moon. Okay. So this just is around the days of the new moon where Saturn is saying, okay, you're making money, but watch out for overspending to your kids, buying too many presents, um, immediately like putting your money into gambling, things like that. It's not the time to do that. Okay. So um, earn the money, but make sure to spend it wisely. Just make sure to spend it wisely and not too much too soon. Also, spend it on your date or your romantic partner that you're not spending more than you have earned. Okay, this is very important around this time. Now, Mars is in the third house and it's squaring Neptune. So your voice is very strong, but Neptune doesn't know exactly the direction it's going. So it's a good time to prepare before you speak or to double check your emails, or if you do any presentation or things like that, that you organize your words and you're prepared before you say anything. We have this new moon also trining Chiron in the sixth house. Okay, so it's time to heal your health situation. So maybe some of you are putting in some money on your health. Okay, or actually you're neglecting your health because you want to earn money. So you have to find a balance here and work with routines that are authentic to you, that work for you. Okay, a job that is easy to do for you, that you don't neglect your body or your mind in just to earn money. So I'm getting the box. You will receive a gift. Okay. So some of you will earn money or will get extra money this month. So, like I said, don't immediately spend it. Take the gift as it comes. We have great good fortune. Great good fortune. Okay. So there might be a lot of fortune coming your way, Scorpio. You also have Jupiter in the ninth house. It's still retrograde, but it will station direct in March, which is going to give, it's going to bring a lot of gifts to you as well because it's trining your sun and rising. And Jupiter is in its own house. They're in the ninth house. So you might be traveling. Like some of you are traveling, or you're going to travel back to a place you've been before. Or if you have a second house, you might be traveling there. Um, but yeah, what's your expenditure? You need to defend yourself. So you don't always have to explain, okay? Like sometimes when you're doing well and you're earning a lot of money, like people become very curious, like, how are you doing that? And how can I do the same? And that all the energy is going to others, right? And they're called energy leaks when you give so much to others that literally your money is draining, or you have been doing that in the past, that you spent more time giving instead of keeping the energy protected. And I'm not saying that, you shouldn't help people or advise them. It shouldn't be at the cost of yourself. Okay. This is a very healing new moon. It's uncomfortable, but it's very healing. And it's going to prepare you for end of December and January, when it's time to really take action and more focused action. Okay. So that would be my message for you, my lovely Scorpio. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, wishing you a happy new year and a Merry Christmas. So let's move on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, sun and rising. We have this new moon at 28 degrees in your first house. So you will be highly impacted, especially if you have this new moon around your sun and rising, right? And it's kind of a frustrated new moon because you want to explore, you feel enthusiastic, you want to do things, you want to get stuff done. And we have a square with Saturn and Neptune. So it's like, yeah, it's maybe not yet the time to take that step or to move forward. So some of you really want to move, right? You really want to move, or you want to get a lot of things done. But Saturn in the fourth house is saying, first you have to investigate, where would you like to live? think long term, okay? I will definitely wait until Saturn is in the sign of Aries after the 13th of February. That's going to take off a lot of heaviness from the move, okay? Because Saturn can restrict and make things last very long, okay? This could also be you having all these ideas and you really want to do certain things, and your family is kind of blocking you or disagreeing with you and saying, no, maybe not. Maybe this is not the right time. Kind of restricting you. Okay. You will have more free flowing energy end of December and January. Okay. So any conflicts with family or with the housing situation right now have to come up in order for that to be resolved. So not a time for impulsive purchases of houses, impulsive decisions in general. This is not the right time. Okay. You will have plenty of time for action. Now is more for introspection, and do some sports to balance this weird energy of feeling restricted and want to move forward. Okay, so do some sports. Don't overdo things. Okay, do too many sports and trying to distract yourself from the situation at hand. So any difficulty in family disagreements, maybe you need to arrange something first there before you can take the next step. Okay. Also, happy birthday for my lovely, lovely sun sign, Sagittarius. Okay. Always on your birthday is a good time to manifest and to share your wishes with the universe. Unsettled times need to plan ahead, right? This is what kind of is the situation. And I don't like to make videos where I tell people to be careful, but I have to read the planets, right? And it's better to know so you can adjust, and it will prevent you from making decisions that you will regret later. So need to plan ahead. So this is time for planning. This is time for structure. It's also a time for you to understand more about your family situation and maybe go back to their past and understand where they come from, and the relationship with your family as well. Okay, that will be, there could be some confrontations that lead to healing, towards healing, a period of prosperity and abundance. Okay, so there could be more abundance coming in for you. We have Mars there in Capricorn in the second house, but it's still in Neptune, squaring Neptune in the fourth. So no big purchases for the house or anything like that. Keep it there until you know exactly what to do with your money. Okay. What do we have here? Pay attention to your work, achievement, and success. So with good attention, a good plan, you're going to find your success. Okay. So one step at a time, and know it's going to be uncomfortable because you want to keep going and you want to follow your enthusiasm. And this restricted energy is not sitting well with your fire sign. But yeah, hold it in until end of December. Okay, it's going to be much easier. You're going to be feeling more free flowing, but now it's about finding the right activities to waste this fire energy, but not into impulsive action. So that would be my message for you, my lovely Sagittarius. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, let's move on to Capricorn. So Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, we have this new moon in Sagittarius at 28 degrees in your 12th house. So this is a time to rest, okay? It's kind of a weird energy because we have so much fire. We have Venus there. We have Mercury there in your 12th house. So you kind of feel like you have to do something. Then we have Mars exalted in your first house, but it's still squaring Neptune. So it's like you want to do something, but the direction is not fully visible yet. Okay. By the end of the month, you're going to feel much more free flowing. Things are going to be faster. But now there's just a restriction. You have to rest, maybe walk and connect to yourself, reading your books, yeah, watching your favorite documentary, like learning about the world, connecting with yourself. We have a square with Saturn in the third house, so there might be some unclear communication happening with your siblings, right? Like maybe you're not on the same line exactly, or there's maybe some miscommunication. If you're traveling, make sure that you did all the research needed. There might be some delays as well in your trip. Um, and I don't like to make this kind of videos, but I really want to help you according to the planets that this is not a time to make big decisions, big plans. This is for healing, spending time in solitude, doing sports, but not like excessive sports. This is time for healing yourself, healing the way you speak. And maybe in some cases, you're just not going to speak. You're going to just let the situation flow. um, and yeah, if you travel and there is some kind of delay, know that there's nothing you can do and take it one step at a time, okay? By your season, things are going to lift and things will move very quickly for you, okay, Capricorn? So I'm getting slowly but surely getting ahead, okay? This feels like kind of a break on you, okay? So take your time to really rest. I'm getting obstacles to overcome. Okay, so there's some obstacles to overcome. We have Pluto in the second house. I'm getting wealth. So wealth might be coming in, but maybe there are some obstacles to overcome. And also spend your money wisely. Okay, don't make too impulsive decisions when it comes to wealth, or and also it's not a good time to share that with too many people, okay, on how much money is coming in, how you're spending it. A time to rest, okay, time to rest. End of December, January is gonna be a power month for you, okay, a super power month for action. So just hang in there a little longer and take some time, read your book, lighten a candle, and you know wait for your season to come. So that would be my message for you, my lovely Capricorn. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I'll see you next time. So let's move on now to the sign of Aquarius. So Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, we have this new moon in Sagittarius there in your 11th house, okay? And we have Venus there, we have Mercury there. So you definitely want to feel like, getting out there, having fun, meeting people, connecting with certain groups, people that are like-minded, sharing experiences. But we have Saturn and Neptune in the second house squaring this bunch in your 11th house. So what it's saying here is don't spend too much money. Okay, look at how much you're earning and how much you're able to spend, because you're going to be like going out and thinking, I feel so good, this is so much fun, I'm going to spend money, and you might regret later how much you've spent. Okay, maybe you're going out and you're like, well, I don't care, I'm just going to spend this amount of money. But yeah, it's time to kind of look at your budget. So only bring what you can spend, or only spend what you can. Mars is in the 12th house, so you have this double-edged energy. So a lot of energy that is going out, but also Mars is saying, okay, take it easy, okay? Rest, mix resting with enjoying yourself, okay? This is still a bit of a restrictive energy. Like things will start to go more smoothly end of December and January. You will have more free flowing energy, but also, lending money to friends, paying something that you don't want to pay for friends. Be very careful with that, okay? Also, there might be some uncomfortable situation where that might be coming up in your friendships, okay? And that requires for you to introspect and to heal, okay? We also have a trine with Chiron in the third house. So speak up when you have to, okay? That is your authentic self. There's no shame in saying what you feel, what you're thinking. So it might be that you're speaking up and sharing that. And, people can take that or not agree with that, but that's okay. Like, we're not here to always agree with each other, right? Like, I have to make this video, and I know that it's more of a restrictive energy, and I know people want to hear more about, this is the best time, free flowing energy. It's just a bit of an uncomfortable time, but it's a very healing time right now. You can heal so much regarding your money situation, regarding your friendships, regarding your um the way you speak. Okay, so now it's time to heal, and then next year it's time to move. Okay, let me get you a card, Aquarius. Let me get you a card. So you need to defend yourself. So in some cases, learn how to speak up. It's okay to speak up, and especially if you don't like to hurt other people, or you don't like to, you know but sometimes you have to speak your mind, because you don't have to accept a lot of crap, a lot of stuff, right? If it's hurting you. And if you speak from the heart, you know that you're doing the best you can. You don't have to shout at people, right? It's about speaking in calm and peace. And from that side, you can really um heal certain friendships, because then maybe they starting to see your perspective, or people start to see that. Guaranteed success, right? So if you start living according to the connection with your heart, you will see that you will get a different response from people. Successfully overcoming a problem. So it's a really brave time. Okay, it's a time for healing the voice. And maybe there's a fear of failure, or thinking that you can't study something or can't say something. But now it's time to be more speaking from your authentic truth, and knowing that if you don't harm anyone, right, in the way you speak, and you're truthful to yourself, that's just you setting a boundary and speaking truth. Okay, so that would be my message for you, my lovely, lovely Aquarius. Thank you so much. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I'll see you next time. So let's move on now to Pisces. So we have Pisces, Sun, and Rising. For you, we have this new moon in Sagittarius in your 10th house. Now, the 10th house is related to your authority figures in life, your career, your visibility, right? And you might feel so enthusiastic. Like, there's so many things you would like to do. We have Venus there, we have Mercury, we all have that in the 10th house. We have Mars in the 11th house. So you want to take a lot of action, but it's in a square with Saturn and Neptune. And that's making things a bit uncomfortable, because it's putting the brakes on it. Because maybe all the things you want to do is too much for you to carry right now. Okay, so don't burden yourself with too many things, too many clients, too many jobs. Okay, it's better to filter and pick out the clients. So for example, if you're self-employed, that you pick out the clients, a few clients, and do the job very well, then take on a lot of clients. You will have more money, but you will feel overloaded with responsibility. So even if your boss is saying, I need this from you, I need that from you, that you really feel in your intuition how much you're able to do. Okay, because Saturn wants you to think long term, and also your identity. So not sacrificing yourself for your career or for your friends, because we have Mars there as well in the 11th house, that you're saying yes to too many things. Okay, and that's very often what happens with Pisces. If you have a lot of Pisces energy in your chart, that you really want to help, like you really want to help people, and you're saying yes to too many things, and that can backfire. So now it's time to take responsibility, to make a long-term planning. This is what Saturn in the first house wants you to do, and not sacrifice yourself. You don't have to do that. It's about making a good plan that is not at the cost of who you are. It's not at the cost of your health. So think how much you can do work-wise. Okay. And even if you're not working, right, that you don't, even if you're a parent and your kids asking you so many questions, like, can I do this? Can I do that? That you only do what you're able to do, right? So this is the the thing. Like this new moon is just a bit of a test. It's a bit of a restriction. And after this new moon, things are going to go a lot smoother. But this is a quite a testing new moon, an exciting event. So you're preparing for an exciting event. But like I said, there might be so much coming in for you that you need to filter. Okay? Because I'm getting depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. So sometimes the overview goes away, or you're worrying that if you stand up to your boss, like, I'm not able to do that many things, that they're going to fire you. But you have to think about your health as well. So do what you can. Yeah, someone will try to make you do something against your will. So again, filtering. And you can only do so much, right? And your body is sacred, because if you don't have your health, if you don't have your clear mind, it's hard to do anything, right? Okay, so what we have, waiting for news, a package or a letter. So good things can come your way. And then here we have, keep your life in balance. And I got this one as well. An arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. Okay, so stand up for yourself if you need to. Keep your life in balance. This is what is required around this new moon, because things can get so exciting and new opportunities are just the best, right? You get so excited that you forget that we are limited beings. So we're not able to do all of it. Okay. After the 19, things are going to be a bit smoother when it comes to the energies. Okay. More fast going, more going quickly. So that would be my message for you, my lovely Pisces. Thank you so much for watching. And, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Sending you a lot of blessings. And until next time, thank you so much.